For decades, financial gurus have preached the same tired advice: cut back, downgrade, and save every penny. They promise that if you live small today, one day, maybe, you'll finally have enough to enjoy life. Sounds responsible, right? Except it doesn't work. The myth of cutting back: when people realize they're not getting ahead, they start slashing expenses. Cancel subscriptions. No more Netflix, no more gym. Drive an old car. Forget reliability or comfort. Just keep it cheap. Skip the little joys. No vacations, no dinners out, no gifts for loved ones. This isn't wealth building. It's survival. Take Sarah, a 32-year-old accountant who followed this playbook religiously. She canceled her streaming services, stopped going out with friends, and drove a beat-up sedan that broke down every other month. "I'm doing everything I'm supposed to," she muttered to herself while balancing her budget spreadsheet late one night. "Why does it still feel like I'm running in circles?" Her roommate Rachel overheard her frustration and walked into the room, holding 2 cups of tea. "You know," Rachel said, handing her a mug, "I used to think saving was the answer too. But then I realized something. You can only cut so much." Sarah frowned. "What do you mean?" "Think about it," Rachel explained. "Even if you cut your expenses to zero, which is impossible, you're still limited by how much you earn. There's no ceiling on income, but there's a floor on savings." Sarah sighed, staring at her laptop screen. "So, what am I supposed to do instead?" "That's the question everyone should be asking," Rachel replied. "Instead of shrinking your life, focus on expanding it. The trap of someday. A lifetime of sacrifice for the promise of someday is a gamble. Who guarantees you'll even get there? Will you be healthy enough to enjoy retirement? Will your investments survive market crashes? Will you even be alive to see it? People spend their best years shrinking their lives, trading their dreams for discounts. James learned this lesson the hard way. After decades of pinching pennies, he finally reached his mid-60s, ready to retire and enjoy the fruits of his labor. But when he went to cash in on his deferred happiness, reality hit him like a freight train. His knees were shot from years of manual labor, making long walks, or even standing for extended periods, painful. His vision had deteriorated, limiting his ability to drive or read comfortably. And worst of all, his wife passed away unexpectedly, leaving him alone just as they were planning to travel the world together. One evening, sitting alone in his modest home, James flipped through old photo albums filled with pictures of places he'd always wanted to visit. "I saved my whole life for this moment," he whispered to himself, tears welling up in his eyes. "But now? What's the point?" His neighbor Mark noticed his sadness during their weekly chess game and decided to check in. "You seem off lately," Mark said gently. "Everything okay?" James shook his head. "I spent my entire life waiting for someday. Now that it's here, I don't even recognize myself anymore." Mark nodded thoughtfully. "It's easy to fall into that trap. We're taught to delay gratification, but no one talks about the cost of waiting too long. The real path to wealth isn't built by cutting, it's built by multiplying income. Expand earning potential. Build something scalable. Business, investments, skills that increase value. Control lifestyle inflation. When income grows, expenses shouldn't skyrocket with it. Leverage smart investments. Not just saving, but using money to create more money. It's not about being reckless with spending. It's about shifting focus from shrinking expenses to expanding income. Because no one shrinks their way to wealth. Consider Lisa, a graphic designer who grew frustrated with her stagnant salary. Instead of continuing to scrimp and save, she decided to invest in herself. She took online courses to learn web development and started freelancing on the side. At first, progress was slow. Her nights were filled with coding tutorials instead of relaxation, and her weekends were spent building websites for clients who paid peanuts. But within a year, her skills improved dramatically, and her rates increased accordingly. One day, while celebrating landing a major client, Lisa reflected on her journey with her best friend Karen. I used to think success meant living below my means, Lisa admitted. Now I realize it's about creating opportunities above my limits. Karen smiled. Exactly. It's not about cutting back, it's about growing forward. Lisa nodded. And the best part? I didn't have to give up everything I love along the way. I just had to redirect my energy toward things that mattered. Breaking free from the cycle of endless saving requires a mindset shift and a willingness to take calculated risks. Tom, a teacher turned entrepreneur, understood this better than anyone. After years of struggling to make ends meet, he decided to pivot his career entirely. He began teaching online courses, leveraging technology to reach students worldwide. Initially, his colleagues scoffed at his decision. "You're giving up job security for YouTube videos?" one coworker joked during lunch. Tom shrugged. "Job security didn't bring me freedom. This might." Within 2 years, Tom's online courses generated 6 figures annually, allowing him to quit his full-time job and pursue his passion full-time. Looking back, he realized the greatest risk wasn't failure. It was staying stuck in a system that rewarded mediocrity. During a keynote speech at a local entrepreneurship conference, Tom shared his story with the audience. "For years, I believed wealth was about saving every penny," he said. "But true wealth comes from creating value, not hoarding it. If you want to build a future worth living for, stop shrinking your life and start scaling your impact." The crowd erupted in applause, inspired by his message. A new perspective: saving has its place. It provides stability and safeguards against emergencies. But relying solely on savings to achieve financial freedom is like trying to fill a bathtub with a leaky faucet. Without addressing the source of the problem, income, the water level will never rise high enough to sustain you. As Rachel told Sarah during their late-night conversation, "It's not about denying yourself joy. It's about finding ways to create more of it. Focus on building systems that generate wealth, not just habits that preserve it." Sarah nodded slowly, feeling a spark of hope ignite within her. "Maybe it's time to stop cutting back," she said softly. "And start thinking bigger." Rachel grinned. "That's the spirit.